It's the afternoon on Q101 Merritt's Music Mix. Jesse Paculat with you this afternoon. And we're getting it going again. It's Better Know Ascent. We already got to know the new play-by-play guy, Jared Thomas. Now we got the team here. We're getting it going this year with the goaltender, Jacob Berger. What's up, Jake?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great, man. So, how was your summer?
It's pretty fun. Took a couple trips, hung out by the lake, on the lake, worked out a bit, played some hockey. It was good.
Nice, man. That, of course, accompanied with lots of preparation for this season.
Yeah, I had a 6-week training camp with my goalie coach, so we were skating 3 days a week and working out a lot. So that was right at the end of summer, so it was good to get back on the ice and then get ready to get back here in Merritt.
Yeah, man. Well, it was a heck of a run last year. I had a wild ride watching you guys, so I can imagine what it was like to be a part of it all.
Yeah.
And now this year, I'm going to do it all over again, man. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's a long ways away, but it'll get here quick. It'll be a fun season, so we'll see what happens.
Another fun season is here, man. Get your tickets. Get to those Sens games. It's always a great time. Now, in the off-season, I do understand that you guys did some team building stuff, eh? You went to rafting?
Yeah, we took a camping trip kind of towards Salmon Arm, and we went rafting and slept in tents and played some softball, so it was fun. It's good to get to know all the guys.
Right on, man. Was there any crazy stories that you could share with us from that trip?
Joe said there was sightings of a bear, and one night he brought the speaker out and played bear noises off his phone. And a lot of guys thought it was a natural bear and got freaked out, so that was pretty funny.
So a pretty good prank from the coach.
Yeah, I was sleeping, but from what I've heard, it got a lot of the new guys, so...
Okay, so it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Right on, man. Gotta break them in somehow.
Yeah.
Speaking again on that heck of a run last year, things got pretty cool with you specifically because you kind of got famous enough to the point that you had an actual burger named after you. How many of those burgers did you eat? And and did you feel like once you had a burger named after you, you really made it in this town?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised they asked me, but it was kind of a cool thing to do. And I only had a couple, but they were good, and maybe they'll make a return this season. But the burger from A&W,
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun thing to do. And
What was on that burger?
gosh, bacon, nothing good for you, but there was some cheese, bacon, onion rings, I believe, lettuce, a little bit of mayo, barbecue sauce, a couple pickles maybe.
Yeah, bacon cheeseburger, all the fixins, all the burger fixins.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's definitely probably a small town thing, so it's kind of fun to be able to do that in Merritt, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, after that, you see that kind of on the menu, you see the burger. It kind of puts a smile on your face, huh?
Yeah, people can order me for however much it was, $7.99 for a meal. It was pretty funny. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. Well, we'll see if it catches on again this year.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe I can make another one, change it up a bit.
All right, so we'll get back into these common questions that we had last year, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit this year for tic-tac-toe. Okay. I think you remember that from last year. Mm-hmm. So this year, we have that other assistant, so we can put all the coaches on this line. So say I'm going to put you behind the bench for this one. You're the head coach. You got Joe, you got Matt, and you got Brandon to choose what you can do for that line. Now, we're in overtime right now. The game's on the line. Where do they play, first of all? They're all forwards. Let's just say that. They're all center, forwards. Left wing, right wing. Mm-hmm. And how do you see the game-winning goal going down via the tic-tac-toe?
Probably face off in their zone. Matt's going to win it back to Shaw. Shaw's going to give it to Joe. Joe is somehow going... No, Joe will open up for a 1T back door, and he'll put it in that way, yeah. I think that's a good play. Yeah.
And you're on the bench thinking, yes, it went all according to plan.
Yes.
Matt wins it, goes to Shaw, goes to Joe, back door, in the net.
It's just that easy.
Game over.
That's it.
And these off-season team-building stuff. Now, was Team Fan Captain around too? Mr. Dingleberry? He was there, right?
He wasn't invited originally, but he did.
He crashed it?
He found his way onto a raft, yeah. Yeah.
He just doesn't want to be left out, man.
No, he loves the team.
Well, it's good to see that he got there and was able to be a part of it all. This year he's got to, I know that he was working on some stuff over the offseason too to up his decibel levels for when he's cheering in the stands. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes this year.
I'm sure he's going to be really loud, like always.
I do wonder about this. Sports guys tend to be sometimes superstitious. Sometimes they have a weird ritual that they do before a game. I know this was actually working for Fidanza last year when he put a hockey stick into the garbage, and it produced many garbage goals, as we were talking about. This year, do you see somebody similar, or who's the most superstitious? What's the weirdest ritual that you've seen on the Sens this year and maybe in your whole career as a goalie?
Fids was up there. He was pretty weird with his pregame stuff. I haven't got to see a lot of the new guys yet, but probably returners, Henry Cleghorn. He has a lot of weird things. Not a lot, just a couple. Zach Zorn does a couple weird things with his stick. So.
And what's those weird things that we're talking about here?
Well, Zorn will tape his stick and then he puts it in the same spot, but he doesn't let the blade touch the ground. So he puts it upside down against the wall in the same spot every game.
So what's his reasoning for that? How come he doesn't want it to touch the ground?
I don't know.
It's just good luck.
He puts it by me and he goes, I'm going to put this here. And I said, okay.
And so then you just make sure it doesn't drop.
Yeah, that's it. So whatever works for him, he scored. So good for him.
Okay, so it did work.
It works, so yeah.
Don't fix it if it's not broke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, you were kind of the start of this. It became a thing after you came on for Better Know Ascent, and then I kind of ran with it. That was when you took the fans inside the dressing room and shared a word that only you guys use amongst yourselves. Is it a little too early in the year, or have you heard any words? Last year, the word was sriracha that you shared with us.
Sriracha, yeah.
If something is just spicy, that's what you guys called it. If it was spicy
sriracha.
goal, anything like that, it was sriracha.
Sriracha.
Anything you could share with us this year?
Not yet, but another one from last year that has came up was jambalaya.
Okay.
A 2-point jambalaya would be a win.
Yes.
So,
okay. I can't remember who told us that, but I did hear that one as well.
That came up.
That carried on to this year. You guys are still looking for those jambalayas.
Yep. Other than that, there's not too much yet, but I'm sure something will come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in due time, you guys are getting comfortable with each other. It's the beginning of the season, so yeah. I'm sure with time we're going to hear some pretty weird phrases that us fans, if we ever see the Sens in person, we can use them and feel like we're part of the group.
For sure. Just bring them up whenever.
We do talk about the favorite players and everything. Last year, you did mention Jonathan Quick and Hank as your two faves. Now, coming into this season, I guess maybe like throughout the playoffs last year in the NHL, was there any goaltender in the NHL that kind of stuck out to you and perhaps made it to your top three?
Pecorine, but I really like Braden Holtby.
Oh, Holt Beast.
Yeah, so he's really fun to watch, and I kind of like to, I don't know, I just like how he plays, and not super similar, but I guess a little bit to how I play, so
okay,
it's fun to watch, whereas like Pecorine is 6'4", so I can't really relate to being...
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, don't know what it's like to be that tall, so I don't know. I like Braden Holtby a lot right now, so I'm going to...
Yeah, that's a good choice, man.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as far as Washington goes, I mean, some people might like it, but I kind of they keep on hitting that wall in the second round. They just can't get by it, so hopefully we'll see that one day.
Yeah, be fun to see him go far.
Favorite team, Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
We already heard that from last year. Are you liking them coming into this season? I mean, it hasn't started, obviously, and training camp is just getting going. I mean, from what you see from the roster right now, what are you thinking?
Honestly, I've not been paying attention too much to the NHL.
Well, I guess you got to pay attention to the Sens right now.
Yeah, and NFL started, so...
Oh, okay.
You know, got to pay attention. Vikings are 1-0, so that's pretty good to see so far. And yeah.
Are you a fantasy guy? Do the Sens have a fantasy thing going on?
We tried to, but we didn't get enough guys.
Really?
To sign up at the beginning, so who knows? Maybe it's not too late, but I haven't done it yet. This would have been the first year, and I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of time to kill, so it's a lot of time to mess around with your team, but...
Right on. Yeah, I would have been a part of that, because personally, I'm not the hugest fan of football, but I am a big fan of fantasy. So, like, my buddy just got me into it the other year, and he's like, yeah, you want to try some fantasy football? I'm like, well, I'm not really into football. He's like, it's still fun. So I tried it out, and, that year I watched more football than I ever watched.
Yeah.
Still not really into it, but I love that fantasy. And I went to the championship game. Not too bad, man.
It's pretty fun. It gets intense if all the guys do it. We've watched a couple of the games so far as a team, so it'd be nice to get in that fantasy football league and get her going.
Yeah, it would have been.
Play some bets. Who knows, yeah.
Jake Berger, the goaltender for your Merritt Centennials. It's time to see, perhaps, if I can make him laugh. Last year, I was listening to it over again before you came in, and I got a snicker out of you. I got an overtime loss.
Yeah.
We chalked it up as. So I'll see if I can get a bit more of a giggle out of you this time. It's another kind of anecdote. So I visit my uncle here. He lives around here in BC, and I spent some weekends with him. And I noticed, like the past few times when I went there, there was this pig there, and it had a wooden leg inside the pen. So I was kind of curious about that, and like, hey, uncle, like, what's the story with that pig over there? And his eyes lit up, and he's like, oh, Jess, man, you don't know the story about that pig? Let me tell you about that pig. That pig saved our family's life. One night, there was a fire in the barn house, and the pig broke out of his pen, and with his little hoof, he tapped on the glass and woke us all up and saved our lives. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And he's like, yeah, that's not all, though. He saved my son's life on a different occasion. My son fell down the well in the back, God bless his heart, and the pig again broke out of his pen, and with his little snout, he pulled the rope that my son was attached to and pulled the rope and saved my son from the well. And now he's okay. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. Like, I was still kind of confused, though, because I'm like, well, what's the story with the wooden leg? How come the pig has a wooden leg there? How'd that happen? He's like, oh, Jess, a pig like that? You kidding me? You can't eat them all at once.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah. We can do overtime win on that one.
Overtime win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chalk that one up as a win.
That's a two-pointer.
Yeah.
There we go,
2
man.
2-point jambalaya there. So there we go.
All right, this year, man, to end it, we're going to give you the stage. What song would you like to play for the listeners?
Anything Goes by Florida Georgia Line.
Anything Goes, Florida Georgia Line. You got it. Here it is on Q101. Thanks a lot, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for having me.